This message is brought to you by Deadpool, America's national treasure, Betty White.
Hello. I just saw the most anticipated movie of the year, Deadpool. It was glorious. Once in a generation, a movie comes along that your whole family will love. If your family is a up group of kissing inbreds. Plus, Ryan Reynolds looks so handsome in his red leather suit. I give it 4 Golden Girls. It's the best picture of the year. So, go see Deadpool this Friday.
What in the shit just happened?
Deadpool is crushing the box office on its opening weekend.
The film that the studio was so afraid to greenlight and only gave a budget of around $58 million to has set numerous box office records.
Deadpool is now the second biggest debut in US history for the first installment of a superhero film.
This is somebody that most people ain't even heard about. 135 people woke up today. They're like, what the fuck?
Its huge debut earned Deadpool a spot among the top 10 comic book movie openings of all time.
Deadpool was at number 1 again, bringing in $55 million this past weekend.
Nothing came close to stopping Deadpool from taking its 3rd straight weekend title.
It's Deadpool now! Everything's Deadpool! Deadpool, Deadpool, Deadpool! Yes, that's what I'd do if I was Red Fox. Oh my god, 20th century Deadpool.
Okay, we need to take inventory for a minute here, because it may be 3rd at the box office now that Zootopia and London's 300 knocked it out, but Deadpool is still passing Milestones and setting historically unprecedented marks, and with a pretty meager $58 million budget, meager for this kind of a film, and coupled with a February release date, no one saw this kind of theatrical performance coming. Well, except maybe Nostradamus over here.
It's going to slaughter it. I'm predicting 100 million. Wow, opening weekend.
And as previously evidenced with the news clips and pundit reactions, we as a community are definitely enthused, but we seem to be throwing around numbers and talking about records without really crystallizing Deadpool's significance. So we're going to try to break this down, explain it, visualize it, and really show why we're raving about this film's success and what records we're talking about. So when we talk about how it didn't just win its weekend, but how it also obliterated records on a global scale, what we're referring to are the actuals accounted for during the film's run in theaters, i.e. how much money a film is making domestically and internationally, and in relation to how many weeks it spends in theaters. So with Deadpool barely having finished a fifth of the way through its expected theatrical distribution run, it's already earned over $300 million domestically and nearly $700 worldwide. Those are amounts films hope to earn in total by the end of their theatrical release, not this early. And let's really put this into perspective, because outside of it conquering previous markers for President's Day weekend, February, and winter openings, it's also the biggest opening weekend for any R-rated comic adaptation by beating out 300, but also the biggest opening for any R-rated movie ever, let alone it being the first R to top 100 million domestically on opening weekend. What's even more shocking is how it's now the highest opening for any film from within the entire X-Men franchise. I mean, granted, if you take inflation into account, it'll be second. But here's the real kicker. In terms of Fox Studios, the studio that did not want to greenlight this movie, and just horrendously screwed the pooch with Fantastic Four, Deadpool is the highest opening for any film ever released by that studio. And in terms of highest domestic gross, it's barely in its 4th week, and it's already at number 4 for the studio. And that's 4th place in comparison to any movie that Fox has ever put out. And look at the chart. Fox isn't distributing Star Wars anymore, so if you take that into account, you're putting this puppy as Fox's 2nd highest grossing film the studio has ever released. And bear this in mind, IMAX aside, this film did not have the added benefit of 3D ticket purchases to cushion its return. It had a territory lock when China refused to play it, and it had fewer theaters for its opening than all but one of its X-Men counterparts. Alright, so what's left? Well, by the end of its run, it's expected to overtake Matrix Reloaded to become the highest grossing R-rated movie ever released. Please subscribe so that you are notified in your newsfeed when the next video is uploaded. Please remember to give this video a like and share it about. Help support this channel by checking out and using any of the links in the description below. You people are awesome as always, and thanks for watching.